How is wisdom achieved in life? Wisdom is understanding how to apply knowledge in the real world. Wisdom is cultivated by following knowledge and by developing skills in the world. It is based upon the cultivation of discernment and discretion, two very fundamental aspects of your education. Let us explore what wisdom is, and then we shall discuss how it can be developed most effectively. Wisdom deals with the application of the greater power which lives within you at this moment and which seeks to express itself through you. Gaining access to this greater power and learning of its grace, its intelligence and your intrinsic relationship with it represent the focal point of your education in life, the highest expression of your purpose and the reclamation of your greatest relationships, both with your Creator and with others who live with you here. Learning how to gain access to knowledge, how to receive knowledge, how to accept knowledge, how to interpret knowledge, how to apply knowledge, and how to become a vehicle for its expression in life requires the cultivation of wisdom. Knowledge lives within you at this moment, but your ability to receive it, to relate to it and to express it requires the development of a whole new understanding and approach to life. Here you are not taken away from the world. Here you are not elevated beyond physical life, but are brought into the world with a greater purpose and mission. This purpose and mission remain mysterious. You cannot define them, although you can give definition to their expression. However, even their expression cannot capture their full meaning and importance for you and for others. This requires a different kind of education. Learning to deal with the tangible world in a practical way and to open yourself to the mystery of your life with reverence and humility, represents a new threshold in learning. It is passing through this threshold and the many thresholds beyond it that will generate wisdom in your life, the ability to know what must be done and the skill to learn how to do it and how to carry it forward effectively. Wisdom, then, represents the ability to translate knowledge into the finite world. This is your function, to be a vehicle for creativity and creation. This is the highest expression of your mind and your body, to be vehicles for the greater power that lives within you, which represents the essential and immortal aspect of yourself and of everyone who lives here. Wisdom is an experience of openness and recognition, an experience of being in contact with two realities simultaneously: the reality of your physical life in the world and the reality of your divine life, your spiritual life, which represents your intrinsic relationship with God and with all of God's messengers. Becoming an intermediary represents an expression of real purpose in life. However, this requires a very unique kind of skill. It requires a remarkable openness to certain things while distancing yourself from many other things, for you cannot be open to everything at once. There are many things that are competing for your attention, and there are many things that will overwhelm you should you open yourself to them. There are many kinds of relationships available to you and many kinds of involvements with people. Where you place yourself and what you open yourself to is an expression of your development and wisdom. Here we must speak of discernment and discretion. Discernment is knowing what something is, as it truly exists at this moment. Discretion is the ability to hold wisdom within yourself, to hold an awareness within yourself without sharing it with others inappropriately. Discernment is knowing what you're dealing with. Discretion is knowing how to communicate with it. Both of these require the willingness to be instructed, the willingness to learn, and the willingness to revise or unlearn things that have proven to be counterproductive for you. This requires restraint. This also requires that you hold in abeyance many of your needs: the need for recognition, the need for validation, the need to express yourself, the need to be accepted by others, the need to overcome your adversaries, the need to be unique or special, and the need to have all of your wishes fulfilled. These needs must be overcome in order for you to have this greater presence of mind and security in life. With wisdom you will know the right thing to say to the right person in the right place at the right time. Until you are with the right person in the right place at the right time, you remain silent and observant, without condemning yourself or anyone else. Here you wait for that moment when your gift must be delivered, and you are prepared to give it in whatever form is appropriate. You may have to wait a very long time for this moment and exercise tremendous patience and forbearance. The ability to do this represents wisdom, knowing what something is and knowing how to deal with it effectively. Wisdom is not something that you possess alone. It represents a relationship, your relationship with the greater power in your life and with creation itself. Wisdom must be able to guide and instruct you in areas which are beyond your understanding and capacity. Your understanding and capacity are growing slowly. While you are integrating this learning and understanding, you must be open to be shown things and to have things demonstrated to you. Here you learn to rely upon knowledge within you and upon knowledge in the universe, which is God. Here you do not need to rely upon your fears, your passions, your needs or your compulsions, or upon the needs or compulsions of others. Now, you are governed by a true and greater power within you and are not swayed and dominated by the vacillating wishes and interests of the world around you. This represents freedom. This is what it means to overcome the world, to have a new foundation in life and a greater authority, which is your true authority in life, and to become an authority for your own mind and your own body. Then, everything is set in the correct proportion: your body, your mind, your spirit, your creator. All are set in the right relationship, each with its proper range of authority. Do not think for a moment that you will be weak, helpless or passive in this relationship. Indeed, you will be asked to assume greater responsibilities and a greater authority in your life than you had ever considered possible. Governing your body and your mind is certainly a great challenge. It calls upon knowledge, which is the very essence of who you are, to guide and to manage your activities effectively. You are the captain of your ship, and you must manage everything that occurs within it. However, you do not assume to direct your ship, to justify it or to determine its origin or its destiny. This must come from a greater power because this responsibility is beyond your capacity. Being in right relationship with your body, your mind, your being and the being of life itself, which is God, represents wisdom. We cannot give you a simple definition of what wisdom means, for it is too great for this. Anything that is great and meaningful in life is beyond definition. What can be done here is to describe its aspects and its expressions in different ways. You have experienced wisdom before in those moments when a greater understanding overtook you, when you found yourself experiencing a remarkable objectivity and openness, a clear vision and a directed mind. Perhaps this was only for a moment. Perhaps you clicked into it and then clicked out of it, but within this moment you had an experience of wisdom and an experience of how to be in the world. Knowledge and wisdom are different although they are related. Knowledge is complete and intrinsic within you. As a student of knowledge, you learn to gain access to knowledge, to learn of its meaning and purpose in life, and to reclaim your relationship with it, your union with it and your mission with it. Wisdom is something you learn through activity in the world. It must be learned. Knowledge cannot be learned. It can only be reclaimed. Wisdom is something that you learn. It is relevant to your life here. Knowledge is relevant to your life everywhere. In other words, knowledge is already complete within you, and you are learning to come into proximity to it and to reclaim your relationship with it. Wisdom is something that you develop as you go along. It is a set of skills in learning how to be in the world. It is related to your worldly experience, and in that regard it is temporary. The ability to experience knowledge and the ability to experience greater purpose, meaning and direction in life rest upon the cultivation of wisdom. Here a partial understanding is indeed dangerous, for you may know one thing, but what you know is incomplete, and you may be tempted to use it for selfish purposes, for self-defense, for acquisition or for domination over others. Without real wisdom and the understanding of how to use what you know, knowledge will remain latent within you and will not become an effective force in life. This is why the reclamation of knowledge is slow and why it is a very gradual process with many steps in learning. You must understand and integrate what you know and allow it to direct your life very slowly. It does not happen all at once, for you do not yet have the desire or the capacity for knowledge in a complete sense. This desire and capacity must be gained gradually over time. Knowledge will change your life and give you a new foundation, a new understanding and a new vision. It will change the direction of your thinking and give you a whole new set of ideas upon which to build a new and greater understanding and ability in life. This represents fundamental change, change at the very center of your being in the world. It must happen gradually because it rests upon wisdom, which is the ability and understanding of how to be in life and how to be a medium in life for a greater power and a greater reality. Becoming wise in human affairs seems to be a formidable task in and of itself. However, becoming wise in dealing with life in the greater community represents a whole new threshold in learning and a greater challenge and opportunity for you. Here we are not speaking only of human life, where wisdom is being applied in a very limited context. We are speaking of the greater community, which is a much greater context for you. This offers many new challenges and places a greater requirement upon you to learn the greater community way of knowledge and to develop the wisdom necessary to experience it and to express it. Why is wisdom important for you? Because it will harmonize your life. It will establish the priorities of your life and bring you back into right relationship with yourself and with everyone around you. Consider these words. Consider how great this gift is and how essential it is for your well-being, your advancement and your contribution in life. What could we offer you that is greater than this? We could offer you heaven itself, but heaven is what you will find when you go home to your spiritual family. What you need now is to gain a real foundation for living in the world and to discover the real purpose which you had brought with you from your ancient home. This is what you need while you are in the world. Here you must find the right people in your life that you will need. Here you must develop an understanding of how to carry knowledge and wisdom in a world that cannot recognize knowledge and wisdom and does not even want them necessarily. Your gift is meant only for certain people in certain situations.